So the books I'm about to talk about may not be for everyone, so just be warned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Charles from the channel Books on Stereo, and I'm here to talk about the Ruthless Dom series by Jane Henry. Now, you do not have to worry about spoiled in this review. I will keep all my thoughts non-spoilery. You are more than happy to stay. You will not be spoiled for anything in these books. So first off, let me show you all the books in the order. This is a trilogy of 3 books. So up first we have Priceless, then Beyond Measure, and then finally King's Ransom. Now this trilogy is a spin-off of, I believe, the Wicked Doms trilogy, but you do not have to read that trilogy before reading this trilogy. Like, I didn't read the Wicked Doms trilogy. I didn't feel like I was missing anything in these books, but in general, what I can describe this series as, it is a BDSM Dom submissive Russian mafia romance, and each book is technically a standalone, so you can definitely read only book 2 or book 3, or you can read all the books in whatever order that you choose. The way this review is going to work, I'm going to go through each of the books, and then at the end I'll talk about my overall thoughts about the whole entire trilogy. So up first we have Priceless, and like I said, this is book 1 of the trilogy, and in this one, this is essentially like a bodyguard romance. There is a twist that happens probably 25% of the way through the book. Then it kind of turns into like a different type of trope. But I don't want to spoil that for you because I don't believe that is on the synopsis. So essentially in this book we follow our main hero and our heroine. And our heroine, I believe, just graduated college. And she is about to be sold into like this sex trafficking ring. And her bodyguard, who is our hero, who is also a part of the Russian mafia, hears this and decides to try and save her and to run away, and it's basically their romance. So quick thoughts about this one. I like this one. I like the story. I felt like the romance was a little bit on the slow burn side. And one thing that I would have to precaution you, if you think by this cover this book is going to be super steamy, it isn't quite steamy, but the story and the characters really kind of made this one an enjoyable read, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Up next we have Beyond Measure, and this is a arranged marriage trope. And yeah, so our hero and our heroine, they're basically already in the brothel world. Our heroine is basically kind of sold off by her family, I believe her older brother, to marry a member of the brothel. And it's their romance. Now for this one, the romance really didn't click for me in this one. There wasn't too much plot in this one necessarily, except for kind of like the heroine being like treated really badly by her family. And basically the rest of the story is the hero trying to basically protect her from her family. And this one, I really didn't buy the romance. Like I said, I think the plot was a little bit slow and a little bit lackluster, and I ended up giving this one, I believe, a 3 or a 2 out of 5 stars. And then finally, I have The King's Ransom, and this is essentially, if you wanted like your daddy kink book, this will be the book that you want to pick up first. And this one, we basically have kind of a kidnapper captive type situation going on in this book. Basically, our heroine witnesses a murder committed by a member of the brothel, and the hero, who is basically the leader of the brothel, decides to take her in so that she can't really tell anyone else what has actually happened. And it's their romance. Sorry, that was really bad synopsis for this book, but that's basically the gist. You get the gist of it. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm making 0 sense when I'm talking about these books. And this one, I felt like this one was a little bit more on par with the first book, Priceless, in this trilogy. But I really, again, I didn't really buy the romance. The steam wasn't there for me. The characters weren't there for me. And the plot really wasn't there for me overall. And I gave this one a 2 out of 3. I think, or a 2 or 3 out of 5 stars. I can't remember. I think it was a 2, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it was around that 2 to 3 star range read for me. Now let's talk about overall thoughts about this entire trilogy. So I think overall, the kink that is involved in this book will definitely not be for most readers. It's a very specific, very kind of dark, a little bit taboo type of kink. It isn't the typical BDSM dom submissive relationship. There is quite a bit of grooming. You have our heroes who are super alpha and like submissive partners, and all of our heroines in these books are not fundamentally submissive. So you have a lot of grooming that goes into it, which may turn off some readers. So I definitely want to advise you of that. But overall, they're not overly steamy. They're probably on the low end of steam, in my opinion. Which, if I'm ranking something in low steam, it's not really, almost really there. You have to wait quite a bit for the steam to kind of kick in, because like I said, you have to go through so much grooming that the hero does to the heroine to actually get to that point. And overall, I feel like the trilogy, it really didn't deliver on what it was kind of promising. It seemed like it was promising like a dark Rafa Mafia BDSM romance that was supposed to be super steamy. And besides the covers being like really kind of like suggestively steamy, the books itself are quite actually dry and a little bit overly tame for my taste. And one thing I would want to note is that the audiobooks, all the audiobooks are dual narration. I believe it's Kai Kennicott and Wen Ross, and the audiobooks are absolutely fantastic. The audiobook narrators are so incredibly good at the accents. They nail the Russian accents so well. But I was like kind of like really getting really annoyed because the narrators are so good, but the material just wasn't there. So you were hoping that like, okay, this is gonna be super steamy, or this is gonna be super dramatic, or this is gonna hit hard, but it never quite does. And all these books just kind of really leveled out, and they're really easy, quick binges to read really quickly, but they won't really stick with you after you read them, if that makes any sense. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comment section down below if you have read this trilogy. Let me know if you hated it or you loved it, and I'll catch you guys with a brand new video. Peace.